Hi, I'm John Carver with Vermeer, Texas, Louisiana, and I work out of the San Antonio branch. Today I wanted to go over a couple things with our CTX100. I'm going to go over a couple of the key benefits right now. I'm going to start down here at the track system. The key thing down here is we have our high sprocket track drive motor. The key thing about that is it keeps debris out of it. It's harder for the track to fall off in cases. Another thing is these tracks are interchangeable, so if you wanted to go from a 9-inch, which this unit is, to a 7-inch, which puts the machine at 36 inches, it's easy, just change of a bolt and a spacer. So another key feature is our vertical lift system. What that is benefiting is if you're going to be able to pick something up 6 inches off the ground, you're going to be able to take it all the way to the top. So it's not bringing the machine out or anything like that, it's going straight up and down. So it's good for putting auger drives on, picking pallets up and stuff like that. Another thing we can kind of step up over here too is our dual hydraulic motors, our dual hydraulic system. That's standard. We don't offer a single like some of the competitors or anything like that. Another thing is our universal mounting plate. It's the same as everyone, so if you have competitor attachments, we're able to hook up to them. So the key benefit on the back of the machine would be to start with our fuel tanks. We have a saddle fuel tank, so it gives us 15 gallons of fuel versus the competitor, it's a little less. So kind of stepping up here into the chariot style operator station. So the key benefit of this is you have cushions, you're sitting inside the machine rather than outside. So it kind of keeps you a little protected and kind of more comfortable. So we call it a chariot style. Another thing is our operator presence. If you're able to step off this machine, you're going to lose your hydraulic controls. The key thing about that is to keep your guys safe, not running themselves over, or losing a load on material or anything like that. So kind of coming up here to our control system. The key feature, which everyone is a love and big hit, is our single operator joystick system. So it's just forward, backwards, left, right. It's going to keep your guys familiar with the machine. It's going to be easy for them to learn and all that stuff. So another thing is our display screen. It's kind of goes through all your fault codes if anything pops up, your engine oil hours and all that stuff. So, and then you have your auxiliary hydraulic controls right here. So now we're going to get into a couple things about maintenance and just kind of show you a quick simple way to get into that. See, all these panels are a simple pull off once you have the hood up, and we'll get into that more later. All right, now we're going to get into the maintenance side of things now that we have all the panels off. So right now we'll start into the oil side of things. Right here is the engine oil dipstick. Of course, you want to check that daily with all your fluid checks. Right here is your engine oil fill. Whenever you're doing any oil change or you need to add any kind of oil. Right here is your engine oil filter. So that's all your engine oil. It's all on one side, pretty simple to get to. Over here is your hydraulic tank. So right here we have our sight glass, and of course, as recommended, when you're checking your sight glass, always make sure your cylinder, your arms are down and stuff like that. When the panels are on, there's a little slot where you can see this. So, because for instance, right now these cylinders are full of fluid, so it's going to look a little low. If the hydraulic oil is below the red, that's when you want to add, but of course the arms have to be down when you want to check it. So, but if it's below the blue, you're okay. Don't be alarmed. It's safe. So, and right up here above is your hydraulic oil fill, and that kind of covers the hydraulic oil. Over here is your air filter, and to check that, of course, check that daily. So you have a primary and a secondary. So of course, check these daily, just kind of bang them out, make sure there's not a bunch of buildup dust or anything like that. Now we're going to get into the fuel filter. The fuel filter sits behind this plate right now. We won't take it off, we'll just kind of save some time. But to get to that filter is this bolt, and you have 2 more bolts at the bottom. So it's just 4 bolts, and this plate right here comes off, and you have access to your fuel filter. And simple as changing any other filter, and then when you need to prime it, you can put this plate back on. There's a button through this hole right here to prime the filter to make sure you're good to start the engine. And then you come and circle back around over here. You have your hydraulic filter, and then you have your fuse box right here. So that is the simple maintenance of the machine. So you can circle back around and kind of take a look at the other couple components back here. There's not much to it over here. You have your alternator, your starter, and then right here is your DOC filter. The key thing about that is a DOC filter rather than a DPF filter. Your key feature of that is your machine, you're not gonna have to stop it and regen it. It's gonna do it all on its own. You're not gonna know when it happens or anything like that. So it keeps your production up and you don't have to deal with it. Versus the competition, you have to stop and idle up and wait. So your battery, if you're jumping your battery or anything like that, we have your battery in a storage container in here. And if you're ever in a bind and you need to jump it, we have a port right here to put power to, and then you just ground out on anywhere, and you can jump the machine. All right, well that wraps it up for the CTX100. Thank you for your time, and thanks for watching the video.